Last week on Ant Invasion, we took a look at the colony of meat ants and why they were so quiet lately. Today we will be checking out some Aus Ants' new ant nests, as well as Outworlds. Recently, Ants Australia released some new products, including some Outworlds, as well as a new design of Waitong and acrylic nests. So as you can see, they've sent me a huge box of goodies, which I'll be unboxing and showing you guys what's inside. Alrighty, let's get this thing open. So I think we have a message from Nick written on this piece of cardboard, which says, "Good luck with this ant farm puzzle." I think this will make a bit more sense in a little bit. Underneath the note is a medium-sized acrylic nest, which I'll get to later. Then we have the Outworld itself, which I assume is full of nests and equipment. Then I took off all the bubble wrap to realise why this thing was going to be a puzzle. There was a whole heap of glad wrap stretched around the Outworld to ensure it arrives safely. It was pretty tricky getting this thing out, but I think it'll be worth the struggle. I slid off the lid and pulled out some more bubble wrap to find another nest, this time a size small Waitong. I take the glad wrap off this nest and set it aside. Next we have an acrylic nest. I'm pretty sure this one is their smallest size, which I also set aside. I then pulled out something completely new, an Aus Ants Waitong Nest Starter Kit, along with a small Ziploc bag full of equipment, which I'll also show you alongside the nests. Alrighty, first of all, let's get this protective layer off the acrylic on the Outworld so that we can get a better look at it. Now, unfortunately, one of the legs on the Outworld broke off, probably in the delivery process, but I'm sure I'll be able to fix it with a couple of spare bits and pieces. The first thing I notice on this Outworld is the small extra details that go into this thing. First of all, on the lid and the underside of the acrylic, you've got the Ants Australia logo, which is laser cut into the acrylic, which is a really neat little touch. Then of course you've got the hundreds of ventilation holes on the lid, so that your colony can obviously breathe, but can't escape either. It also should allow some sort of breeze, so it's not completely still and lifeless within. This lid tightly slides underneath these pieces of acrylic, so that even the smallest of ants won't be able to escape, or any intruders will not be able to invade. Moving down the Outworld, you'll notice a key feature that sets this Outworld apart from others. It's the innovative attaching system, which allows the ants to crawl from the ant nest up into the Outworld, rather than just walking right on into it. The attachment is made by a 3D printer, and from the nests that I've gotten from Ants Australia so far, I can tell you that the 3D printing is phenomenal, and I'd be very surprised if any ants could escape. I reckon it's a big step up from the old gate system, which by the way still works great. I put my thinking cap on and managed to fix the broken leg with a couple pieces of Lego and some torn up paper. I made a small Lego structure and then wedged some pieces of paper between the gaps to make sure it wouldn't rock about. I'd say that's a pretty good job, to be honest. To finish it all off, I wiped it down with a small microfiber cloth so that it was as clean as possible. Now onto the Aus Ants Starter Kit. So inside the box is a small checklist of all the items that are within the kit, with a signature of authentication by the man himself, Nick. First of all, we get an Aus Ants business card and a sticker, which is pretty cool. I reckon it's time to check out the nest that comes in the kit. So once again, this is wrapped in some plastic wrap. And there we have it, a really nice and compact white ong nest, perfect for a founding colony. I'll put that nest aside with the others, because I'll be talking about their new design all at once. Alrighty, so the next bit of equipment in the kit is a small bag, obviously full with the two tiny towers, the Allen key, connection tube, and the syringe tip. Then, the last two items in the kit are two test tubes, the syringe, and the tweezers. Overall, I reckon this starter kit is absolutely perfect for any beginners, or anyone thinking about keeping ants, but isn't too sure if they will continue the hobby. Because rather than going off and buying everything individually, it's all here in one simple kit. Moving on, last but not least, we have this small little bag full of the same tools, except for two. Included in this bag is a small acrylic piece that can be used in conjunction with the slightly smaller Allen key to take apart the acrylic nests. Now onto the nests themselves. Now initially, these nests look pretty much the same as the old versions, but actually the internals have had a complete makeover. Here we have the original size 2 white ong nest, compared to the new founding size. You can see that they are fairly similar in size, although the size 2 is slightly bigger. Taking a closer look, you should be able to notice the new location of the sponge. On the old nest, it's positioned on one side at the back of the nest, which provides the colony, or in this case a queen, moisture from only one side. In the new nest, the sponge is positioned in the middle, allowing the majority of the colony to drink, but still providing a good humidity gradient throughout the nest. This same technique is used throughout their new range, and would be very effective on the larger nests. The acrylic range is very similar. The original sponges were on the sides, and now they are positioned in the middle. With the sponges being in the middle, it allows most of the moisture to stay within the area, rather than spreading through the gaps in the acrylic to the rest of the nest. I think the bigger nests will utilise this update extremely well. You can see how the humidity gradient will be improved with the larger nests. Very humid in and around the sponge, but if you didn't hydrate the other, it would be very dry, creating two spots that the ants and brood can be positioned to provide the best conditions for their growth. The next part of the new nest that I want to discuss is the entrance of the white-hung formicariums. On some of the earlier nests, all the entrance had was just a simple hole for the tubing, but as the nests developed, a wider entrance was introduced, allowing the ants to disperse in multiple directions after entering the nest, making it easier for ants to come in and out. When the acrylic nests were first released, they used button head screws and dome nuts to fasten the nest together, while on the other hand, the white-hung nests used common Phillips head screws. Although the Phillips heads worked fine, Aus Ants has managed to design a new way of attaching the acrylic to the nest. So basically, now you use the Allen key to twist the button head screws in order to remove the acrylic. Once I took the acrylic off, you can notice some sockets which the screws, funnily enough, screw into. This provides a much tighter and secure fit to the acrylic, without worrying about chipping any of the white-hung within. The next part of the nests I want to show you guys is the new entrance on the acrylic nests. So once again, the old entrances to these nests used to be the gate system, a small piece of acrylic that locked a piece of tubing in place. Although this was a great way of connecting the tubing, I think that Aus Ants has really upped their game with this new design. Just like the Outworlds, the new entrances are constructed using a super precise 3D printer. This little 3D printed entrance is attached to the nest with some button head screws that also allow you to remove them just in case you want to do some nest maintenance. Compared to the gate system, I feel that the 3D printed entrance grips onto the tubing better, and I'm not afraid it will detach if I accidentally pull on it too hard. This also gives a great sense of confidence when moving the nest itself to a new location, which is why I reckon this improvement is really good. So that basically wraps it up, guys. I know this is sort of a controversial video, some of you guys really like it, whereas others don't. I wish I could have introduced some more ants into this video, but with the schedule it would have been pretty difficult. But next week, I have something wicked planned. I bought 10 kilos of sand as well as like 15 kilos of rocks. I have some ideas of updating the landscape of the desert of Down Under, so that should be really exciting. But until then, Ant Invasion out.